So, two questions. The president just said that the oil releases from the strategic reserve were not political. But we've seen on a daily basis that the administration is making these announcements on abortion, gas prices, EVs, student debt, and an array of other programs such as infrastructure. What's the goal of these announcements, given that they're happening so close to midterms?
Look, and the president was asked specifically that question on the gas prices in our announcement today, and he was very clear. He said, if you've watched him these last several months, these last 4 months, I believe that what he said, he's been working every day to lower gas prices for the American people, especially after we saw Putin's brutal war in Ukraine, which led to Putin's price hike, as we have seen in the last several months. So he has made it very clear. He wanted to make sure that we lower the prices for the American people. We've seen independent analysts have said the actions that this president took, this historic action that the president took, has worked, and so he's going to continue to deliver. And when you're asking me about the abortion and Roe was decided in June, and because that happened, and the president understanding what that would mean for millions of women across the country, he took action. He took executive action. He's going to continue to speak to it, and he has been very clear that in order to actually codify Roe, the American people have to make their voices heard. And so the president is not going to shy away from delivering for the American people. He's not going to shy away from a record that you all have seen for the past 20 months. That is just that, an economic policy, economic plans, economic legislation, and now laws that is working for the middle class.
Gotcha. And then on the announcement today, a year ago, the president said after the G20 that $3.35 a gallon hurt families. When he took office, gas was $2.40 a gallon. What does the administration think is a reasonable price for gasoline, such that it could end withdrawals and kind of allow the reserves to replenish?
So first of all, he's taking this action. We know that gas prices are going down, but they're still too high. And he acknowledges that, and that's why we're continuing taking the work to bring those prices down. And that is the promise that he's made the American people. I know people have asked, what is the sufficient level, right, in order to make that to be at a point where we feel that the supply is where it needs to be. Look, the supply has to meet demand, right? We just had this chart that laid out what was the stark differences that we're seeing with cost. When it's 60 cents more, we are saying to oil companies they need to make sure that the profits that they're making, that also the everyday Americans get that relief as well. And so really we're trying to make sure that supply meets demand. That's what the president is trying to do. And he uses the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, where he taps into it to say, as you know, which is a historic decision. That's what the Strategic Petroleum Reserve are for. They are for these moments, these global challenges, these global market challenges that we're seeing because, in particular, because of this Putin's war.